Out of the fighting Barthelemies, his brother Rancis and Jan, very good professionals out of Guantanamo, Cuba. He's 5'11", has a big height advantage on Recky Dulay. He is 31 years old. Dulay is only 26. Same weight, clearly big reach advantage as well for Leduan Barthelemy. So we'll fight 6 rounds here. Lightweights in the ring. Let's go back to the ring and Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Microsoft Theater here in Los Angeles, Premier Boxing Champions presents our next attraction in the ring. Introducing our 3 judges from ringside, we have Don DeVergis, we have Eddie Hernandez Sr., and Dr. Lou Moret. All right, fans, here we go. 6 rounds of boxing scheduled, lightweights in the ring. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red trunks with black and white trim, he Manila in the Philippines. He weighed in at 137.5 pounds. His record stands at 11 wins, 8 losses, with 8 big wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing Recky the Terror Dulay. His opponent across the ring is fighting out of the blue corner in this 6-round attraction, wearing red, white, and blue trunks. He is fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada by way of Guantanamo, Cuba. He weighed in at 136.5 pounds. His record stands at 15 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw, with 7 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the crafty southpaw, Leduan El Problema Barthelemy. And our referee in charge now to give instructions, Rudy Barragan.
I've read your instructions, okay? Las instrucciones, okay? Please obey my commands at all times and protect yourselves at all times. Protégete a todos tiempos y escúchame. Es todo lo que les pido, okay? 6 rounds. Buena suerte a los dos.
Leduan Barthelemy there. Again, now 31 years old. And his brothers Rancis and Jan are Olympic gold medalist and a 2-time world titleist. So the fighting brothers, he's got the exciting hair, and there's Recky Dulay out of the Philippines, who'll try to hang in there with a man who's expected to be a little faster, a little more polished. Round number 1, Brian Kenny with Lennox Lewis, Joe Goosen, Heidi Androl, and Marcos Villegas. If we get some rounds, he can score some rounds here. We haven't had it so far, but scheduled for 6, and round number 1 is underway. Joe Goosen, I'm sure you've come across Barthelemy and the brothers through the years. Your thoughts on Leduan, as you've seen his career hasn't quite panned out the way we figured, or many figured. Your thoughts on him?
Well, he was doing quite well up until his last fight against Ramirez, the fight that we called, I believe, where he got stopped. He's got a great pedigree, and he's got a tricky offense, and he should. But he just got clipped. He had his chin up in the air. He may not have been in the greatest shape that he could have been, but I think he probably learned a hard lesson, and he's going to probably show us something good tonight.
Got knocked out in the 4th round by Eduardo Ramirez. That was in November of last year. Everything was a few months ago. Again, there's a gap of several months there. Wicked right hand there by Recky Dulay trying to go to the body.
Dulay's lost quite a few in a row, but he can punch. I went up against him with a kid named Darren Zunanai. As a matter of fact, up in your neck of the woods there at the, at the House of Blues in Massachusetts a couple of years ago, and we stopped Dulay, who had just come off a big win off of Jaime Arbolada, I believe his name was, at the Forum, and he stopped him in about 3 or 4 rounds. So he can punch, Dulay.
My neck of the woods? That's not my neck. Whose neck of the woods?
Well, Boston, Mass.
No. Like the north.
Oh, you're in Jersey. That's right. I'm sorry. Well, it's not too far. Yeah, you get in the car, you drive up a little bit, you're there. You know what the hell. Well, that's like you say
East Coast.
Yeah, you say Arizona, California. It's like, okay, it's my neck of the woods. All right.
So you're like that New Yorker cartoon, except in reverse, where everything is good. Everything beyond the Missouri is just a jumble.
You have a lot to say about Boston all the time we talk. What was the band that we were talking about?
It was a Dropkick Murphys, right? Ken Casey, promoter, who has a lot of these fighters here, right?
You see what I mean? There you go.
Final 40 seconds here of round number 1. probing jab there by Barthelemy. Go ahead, Lennox.
No, I was going to say Dulay needs to really, he's trying to find the way in right now, and one way that he needs to find a way in is like throwing his jab first instead of trying to wind up with a power punch and hit him. You can't hit Barthelemy that easily because he's got a good stance, good balance, and he's not up against the ropes.
Yes,
of course, Lennox would think that in his neck of the woods, Europe. How's that, Joe?
You got me back.
There you go. It's bound to happen. Back in the PBC bubble, and you see what you don't often see is the work that goes into keeping these fights as safe as possible in the time of the pandemic, and we've really had success over the last month. No fans, obviously, you're probably well aware of that, but the fighters and the handlers tested prior to travel, tested again when they arrive at the site, tested again, the fighters are before the weigh-in, everyone wearing a mask except for the fighters and the announcers, and even Joe and Lennox are about 20-25 feet away. Announcers working at a safe distance as we're in round number 2. I know you guys have a good vantage point though, right, Lennox? So you can see, are you a little higher than we normally are when we're ringside?
Let me tell you, this is a great position, right behind the judges, a little raised up and perfect view.
Barthelemy going to work now on.
Stop.
Knocks him back over. That was illegal though on Recky Dulay.
Okay.
Kind of went in with the body, but looks like he's going after the kill.
Let's go, guys.
Well, Barthelemy hit him on the top of the head. The referee warned him. It's like, get away from me type of thing kind of hit.
Well, it looked like he hit Dulay when Dulay was down. Dulay slipped. He got hit with that combination, and Barthelemy just kept on punching.
Dulay comes in hard again with that right hand. Joe Goose, thoughts on judges? I know we haven't had this discussion, but it's been through boxing for a while, that maybe judges could use a little height to better see the action, or do you think you see things better from where you are, or do you think judges specifically should be ringside?
Well, it's not unusual to see some judges that are sitting in higher stools ringside. So your point is well taken. It differs from fight to fight, state to state, depending. But I think you get a great view from where we're at. It's I think you can see clearly. A little bit higher, maybe might be a little bit more advantage, but you can't. It's hard to miss anything when you're that close.
Brian. Yes, the judges should be a little higher. They should have the best seating in the house.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Well, but
if you can make it better,
more clearly, a little more height, little distance.
Well, you got to remember, you got a lot of high-paying front row seaters
that may complain about that. That's true.
Good body shot there by Recky Dulay, a little right hand to the body.
And that's what he's known for. He's known for that right hand to the body. He needs to land a little bit more.
Dulay again, coming in with the right hand. He's game.
He's very game. He was game from round 1, and he's still game. This is good. Good energy coming from him.
Right, good point, Lennox, because he came in right away throwing hard shots, and we didn't know, especially after what we saw in the previous fight.
He wants to fight.
What's going to happen here?
Yeah, you can see it. He wants to get in there. He wants to make it a scrap.
Yeah, I think what Dulay is really saying, his body language, is I don't respect your punching power from Barthelemy, and he's just walking him down without fear of getting hit with anything that he considers hard. So, yeah.
Well, when you see Barthelemy box, he's patient. He's very patient. He sits back. So, obviously Dulay doesn't want to sit back and allow him to box and find himself being outboxed.
Round 2 scheduled for 6. Again, Leduan Barthelemy against Recky Dulay. Barthelemy in the blonde hair. How about that? Make it easier.
Or as you said, exciting hairdo.
Did I say that?
Yes,
it is exciting.
Glad you think so. Not as exciting as this fight.
Final seconds. We'll just let that go. Back for round 3 after this. He's been tremendous. Here we've got Leduan Barthelemy, Recky Dulay, and as Lennox Lewis said a few moments ago, Recky Dulay, good energy in this fight, has come to fight, even though looks to be fighting a man with greater skill and experience, but that's not always the decisive factor. Round number 3 underway. Quick jab there by Barthelemy.
And a nice counter hook by Dulay. But you saw right there, the referee said something about Barthelemy stepping on the front foot, like he just did again of Dulay. This is a problem when you have right-handers and left-handers in there against each other.
Dulay seems to be a little extended a little forward, don't you think, Joe? You see, like the way, he kind of spreads his legs out a little wide. I don't know if that's Barthelemy's issue as much as Dulay. What do you think?
Well, he's trying to sit back on the back foot a little bit and maybe jump in with some hooks right now, use his jab. because he's having a hard time getting to Dulay. Last round, he put his hands up and tried to walk him down like that. And he just put his hands up and tried to walk. Right now, he's trying to look to counter the jab or with a right hand or a left hook right now. So he's in that position. He's in that power punching position.
And you have to look at Bartholomew. His legs are wide because, you know, he wants his center of gravity to be a bit lower because he's boxing a shorter opponent. And he knows this opponent comes, so he's ready for him. He's ready to step back and throw a right hand.
Yeah, doubling up on the jab is Barthelemy. I should point out again, he's lightweight, 135 pounds. 5'11" is a tall lightweight, as Joe Goosen you would know. Diego Corrales, one of the all-time greats.
That's right. I had another champion, Rafael Reles, who was 5'10" at least, if not more, but 5'10", 135. Corrales, 5'11" easily. Yeah, both big, long, lanky guys, long arms, tall.
Explosive. Case of Corrales too.
Oh. They were both knockout punchers. Both guys had 35 that I had. Corrales had most of his fights were knockouts, and Reles probably had 45, at least 45 knockouts.
Is that most times in the gym?
Down!
Shot and down goes Dulay. That was a wicked right hook. It appeared from Barthelemy.
5, 6, 7, 8. Walk to me. Walk to me. You good? You okay? Yeah. All right, let's go. Box.
That one, it appeared, really landed hard, and not on the elbow, not on the arm, right to the body on Dulay, and Dulay went down. First knockdown of the fight.
Let me tell you, he dug into
There it is.
Just like
Another
that one again.
Hard shot to the
4,
same spot, right hook.
5, 6, 7, 8. Come here, Ricky. You gotta show me something, okay?
What is going on tonight with these guys in the body shots?
Whacking away is Barthelemy, and he beats him down again, and that'll do it.
That's it. Fight's
Third
over, guys.
knockdown. Barthelemy has a knockout win. Went to the body and did not stop.
Same corner.
I think Barthelemy came in with a mission tonight, you know, off that loss that he had a while back. He looks like he was more focused and punching harder tonight, and just all around all the way better.
Yeah, I mean, he threw that right hand, and it looked really lazy to me, especially with his jabs. You know, he was waiting, stepping back, jabbing, but he wasn't really throwing his jab with authority. But he threw that body punch with authority, and it was great. Perfect shot.
It seemed like he dipped into that too, and maybe that's how you can get that power, right?
That good leverage. Oh yeah.
Leverage plus his knees were bent. Came up strong, boom. End of story.
Yeah, that body punch is the type that can knock you down.
Can't knock you down, it can knock you out.
Yeah, he's got 15 wins, only 7 by knockout, so I think Barthelemy, again, point of emphasis, and here's a look. It dropped it. Rarely do you see like a one clean shot knocking a guy down with the body shot, but he got him there. And this is the second knockdown. I think we'll get a good angle on this. There it is. And again, Dulay had been fighting back throughout in the early rounds. In this one, though, it seemed like he was just about done. Off the arm, and he goes down. Okay.
But he had already had enough.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He was basically saying, no, that's it.
Yeah. Barthelemy was out. He was out there working hard tonight. I liked it.
All right. First 2 shots seemed very hard. Third one, I guess that was it. Leduan Barthelemy gets a knockout win.
And here's the second knockdown. That big, hard right hand coming from Barthelemy. Bam, right there. That was a good place shot right there. You know, Dulay didn't stay down long, but takes a little bit of a count and gets right back up.
Jimmy Lennon Jr. has the particulars on this one. Let's go back to the ring.
Well, fans, from here at the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles, we have the time of 2 minutes, 39 seconds in round number 3. Our referee in charge, Rudy Barragan, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of knockout, Leduan El Problema Barthelemy.
Well, he was a big problem tonight. Great body work. Hey, look, we've seen great fighters get dropped with body shots. Virgil Hill against Roy Jones Jr., B-Hop against Oscar De La Hoya. Lennox Barthelemy really started it with a nice shot.
Oh, he did. He brought it out wide and he dug it in. There's a lot of leverage behind that punch.
Dulay had enough. Leduan Barthelemy.